Donald Trump and the MAGA politicians around him are on one. They started a firestorm of drama on the internet last night over the 2024 Paris Olympics, and I want to break it all down. This article reads, Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene freak out over Olympic athlete they insist is trans. And last night we watched the entire conservative movement collectively jump to conclusions and then lose their minds when they realized they were wrong. They made unfounded, completely false allegations towards an athlete that doesn't deserve it. The article reads, a female boxer who has competed as a woman her whole life, her entire life, is now accused of being transgender by the ultimate experts, right-wing U.S. politicians and influencers. At the Paris Olympics on Thursday, Iman Khalif of Algeria defeated her opponent after only 46 seconds when Italy's Angela Carini stopped the fight and forfeited the match. Then the rumors started flying as Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene and Senator J.D. Vance wrongfully called Khalif a, quote, man, and somehow made it about Democrats. Quote, a real woman, Angela Carini, who trained for years to box at the Olympics, is defeated by a real man pretending to be a woman. He is a fraud, an imposter, and a liar, wrote Marjorie Taylor Greene in an X post. And notice the first three words, a real woman. That doesn't even make sense grammatically, number one. But number two, Marjorie Taylor Greene is wrong. She tweeted this out literally minutes, like 30 minutes after the fight happened, and she jumped to a conclusion that was totally wrong. Keep in mind, conservatives have no actual policy prescriptions, so what they do is they wage culture war issues in an attempt to try to mobilize the dumbest of Americans who only care about international sports that trans people are involved in. Vance, who is also the Republican vice presidential nominee, was quick to try to somehow blame the non-issue on the Democratic presidential candidate. He said, this is where Kamala Harris's ideas about gender lead to a grown man pummeling a woman in a boxing match. This is disgusting and all of our leaders should condemn it. Can I just point out that J.D. Vance has repeatedly jumped to conclusions and repeatedly been proven wrong. After the attempted assassination on Donald Trump, J.D. Vance immediately posted something to the effect of, this is the fault of the Democrats, this is the fault of Biden's rhetoric, and as more information came out, we learned that the kid was a Republican, and the kid did it for non-political reasons. He was looking to just commit a shooting. And also, in this case, he immediately tweeted, this is a grown man pummeling a woman, and that is not true whatsoever. Donald Trump, the Republican presidential nominee, was quick to join the fray. Quote, I will keep men out of women's sports, he wrote on Truth Social. Khalif was born female and has always competed as a woman, including at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, where she lost in the quarterfinals. Despite hearsay, there is no evidence that she identifies as transgender or intersex. Other people, like J.K. Rowling and Logan Paul, who's a famous YouTuber, tried to jump in and wage this culture war issue as well. Quote, so punching a woman in the face is apparently okay as long as the man doing it says he's a woman and it's at the Olympics, wrote Chaya Raichik of Libs of TikTok, just a disgusting person. Stick around for the end of the video where I break down the Republicans calling the Olympics satanic, and make sure to leave a like. But Amy Broadhurst said, have a lot of people texted me over Iman Khalif. Personally, I don't think she has done anything to cheat. I think it's the way she was born, and that's out of her control. The fact that she has been beaten by 9 females before says it all, and this is a female boxer named Amy Broadhurst. Somebody on Twitter broke this down, and we should watch a minute of this video because I think this is the most succinct explanation I've seen, and it went viral.
Is the IOC allowing a non-biological woman to compete in their boxing competition at the Olympics? The Algerian is the most controversial athlete at the Olympics right now. This morning, Iman fought Angela Caratini from Italy. Angela, 45 seconds in, after taking a few punches, retired. She went over to her corner and said, I cannot do this anymore. Iman has been barred from competing in world competitions that are governed by the International Boxing Federation. They were disqualified on March 24th, 2023. The disqualification was a result of their failure to meet the eligibility criteria for participating in a women's competition as set and laid out in the IBA regulations. Point to the note, the athletes did not undergo a testosterone examination, but were subject to a separate and recognized test whereby the specifics remain confidential. Now, you may be reading that and thinking, oh, Iman must be a male, transition to get a gold medal. Does not seem like that's the case. All indications are that Iman was raised as a woman and is possibly intersex.
Possibly.
Iman and another competitor have DSD, which is referred to as differences in sex development. And because of, as you can see, hormones, rare conditions involving genes, hormones, and reproductive organs, Iman and this other competitor have very high levels of testosterone. Mark Adams, who's the head of the IOC, said that he feels that this is something that people should, quote unquote, dial down about, and also points to the fact that on Iman's passport, it says that Iman is a female. It's also important to note Iman is from Algeria. It is illegal to be trans in Algeria. I do not think from all of my research that Iman sat down with somebody and said, let's do this so I can win a gold medal for Algeria. No. However, those raised testosterone levels do give Iman an unfair edge.
So it does seem like Iman has a natural edge due to developmental differences with other people, but Iman is not transgender, and the fact that Republicans immediately jump to that conclusion, number one, is incredibly disgusting and offensive, number two, is transphobic, and number three, shows that they have no actual policy prescriptions, like I said, and that is why they wedge these culture war issues, and they try to talk about wokeness, or DEI, or trans people all the time. I have asked Republicans, what percent of America do you think is trans? And they say 20%. They think that 1 in 5 people are trans because they don't understand that it's a small fraction of the population, 0.5% of Americans, and just let people live their lives. Who cares? But this article reads, right-wing figures schooled after meltdown over satanic Olympics opening ceremony. I mean, this is wild. These people are just all like QAnon conspiracy theorists at this point. And this article details how a scene from Friday's Paris Olympics opening ceremony continued to generate online buzz all weekend after conservatives slammed it as a blasphemous mockery of the Last Supper, even though the event's creative director said it was an homage to something else entirely. Conservatives are 0 for 2. The segment in question involved what many critics interpreted as a drag-inspired parody of Leonardo da Vinci's 15th century painting portraying Jesus Christ and his 12 disciples in front of a flamboyantly dressed crowd at a long table. A near-naked man in blue sang and danced after he was unveiled on a plate of fruit. The Olympic Games posted this: the interpretation of the Greek god Dionysus makes us aware of the absurdity of violence between human beings. And it's true. It's a good message. It's not really that absurd. The idea was to have a pagan celebration connected to the gods of the Olympus. The right-wing uproar prompted much eye-rolling from opponents, though. Dr. Kevin M. Young said times when Christians cared about who created the Last Supper once, only because of the drag queens. The Simpsons did it. The Sopranos did it. Other TV shows did it. Adam Kinzinger said, the Last Supper that wasn't controversy proves outrage is addictive. People desperately searching for reasons to be offended, and it's destructive to your soul. Take a breath and live your life. This is a reminder to myself as well, and a reminder to everybody else out there. I mean, MAGA causes so much endless outrage, it's sometimes easy to get lost in it. Heath Mayo said, the breathless outrage at the folks in drag from the same people who just last week eagerly cheered a porn star, a man who hit his wife in the face, referring to Dana Bash, and an adjudicated rapist, referring to Donald Trump, who cheated on his wife with a stripper, is quite something. Selective morality is not morality, which is true. I'm going to wrap up the video here. If you enjoy what I do, make sure you hit that like button, comment a blue heart, check out my merch, the first link in the description. Most importantly, have a great rest of your day.